And no, this video is not sponsored by the Lithuanian Tourism Board. What a surprise, eh? Bet you couldn't have guessed that. Nice little riverside walk. A boat jetty, more accommodation. And more of those foot power pedal boats if you want to work off some more calories. For a small settlement, more tourists than locals, certainly in July and August. They do have a nice selection of supermarkets. They've got a Rimi, yes, they've got a Rimi, and they've got an Icky, and they've got a Maxima. And if you've got all three, you can eat like a king. And of course, you're also saving money, but it also might feel like a lovely retreat from whatever you've been getting up to elsewhere. Look at that, arrive late at night. There's nobody answering the phone. You thought you'd arranged a B&B or a nice lakeside cabin. They're not picking up the phone. Well, head over here and you can just help yourself to a hammock. Looks like a double hammock, doesn't it? Cozy. Go-kart racing over there. More bicycle and pedal car hire options. Gosh, it must be like a different world in high summer. I'm going to have a look at these things because I saw them when we approached on the bus. What the heck's going on here? Perhaps normal people already know. Oh, these are commonplace. But pink date, pink time. So what do? Are you hiring a cuddly toy? Press the forward button to move the scissors close to the prize and release the button when the scissors are in a position where they can cut the target rope. Oh, okay. So if you've got a crying child, this isn't the place to come to just hire a big cuddly toy overnight. Why did I think it might be that? Stupid man. This is a place where you can pay €1 and have an attempt at somehow cutting that rope with some scissors, which will magically appear when you've paid your €1, I suppose. Just as well I don't need an oversized cuddly toy, isn't it? Oh, that looks as though they're building a go-kart track over there. Oh, children chuckling. Oh, they're actually supposed to be working, and I think they are, bless them. They're just getting overexcited about standing in a fountain, cleaning a sculpture. It's not a sculpture I'm going to film, given that the girls are there. Might look a bit odd. God forbid that I should ever look a bit odd. Hey, who are you looking at? we're going pedestrianised. Or are we? In theory, we're going pedestrianised, but bicycles are still allowed, so you've always got to be on your alert just in case any of those pesky people come along when you least expect them to, and not paying attention, trying to look cool, looking like a... and then crash. You don't want to be caught up in the middle of that now, do you? Oh, we got a bit of information over here. Make sure we don't get in the way of cyclists. It's all about fisher folk and fishes is. And ice fishing as well. It's all detailed beautifully in Lithuanian. So there you are, you can enjoy that. Sveiki aplanki Sventojos uosta. The golden age, I'm sure the old locals would call it, the golden age of Sventoji, before all this mass tourism nonsense. Yeah, not so mass tourism at the moment, I know. All sharp and pointy at the top. And triangular coming down to the bottom. It's different, isn't it? And why does it have all those windows? Pushy, no. Not pushy at all. Probably very good customer service in there when it's open. An authentic 21st century reconstruction of a windmill. And why not? For your pleasure and delectation. And have you ever seen a rubbish bin covered in, wrapped up in cellophane? This must say new development. Perhaps they were fed up of people throwing their trash into the pond, although with that big pipe, perhaps that's where a lot worse ends up going. So there's a river going that way. But how do we get to the coast? I definitely don't want to get into trouble with these guys. State Border Guard Service at the Home Office of the Republic of Lithuania informs no people walking. That means I shouldn't go up there then, doesn't it? But I thought that was roughly the location of the sculpture that I wanted to see. It's definitely not up that way. Looks like I've got no choice. I'm being forced to... I wonder. No. Just looks creepy, doesn't it? And weird. Just looks highly suspicious. If there's already a sign saying the State Border Guard of Lithuania informs no walking up there. Okay, we'll go this way round. Probably makes more sense anyway. They probably get tired of people like me saying, "Excuse me, I'm looking for the Three Daughters sculpture. It looks on my map as though it's in this location." It's all up here. Oh, maybe. It's all uphill from here. I am definitely nobody's idea of an informed guide, because here they are. Here are these elusive daughters. People have put boardwalks and benches here, and so it's so much easier to find. I mean, God knows how I ever found them in the first place, really, because none of this was here. I was just stumbling around without much of a clue, the way I have been today as well, obviously. And ooh, somehow I found you last time. I remember you being so much bigger than you really are. Hope that doesn't sound rude. We got Lithuanian, Latvian, and another flag in bands tied around their wrists. I found the girls, they're safe. Phew, you can thank me later. I was beginning to wonder, you know, is this one harebrained scheme too many? But you can never have too many harebrained schemes. That's what I always say when it's worked out okay. I think I've only once had an abject failure, and that's when I was trying to find this place in Portugal years ago. And I decided I want to walk. I don't want to get a bus up to where this place is. So I walked up this hill, winding, and I don't know, I took a wrong turn. I don't know, it wasn't well signposted, because of course I'm going to blame the lack of signposting, aren't I? Because that's what we do as stupid tourists. That's the easy option. Oh yeah, it wasn't well signposted. Where? I'm looking too. How does that look on camera? Probably a load of rubbish. Wouldn't be surprised. Am I looking convincing in any way at all? Probably not. I'll tell you what, I'm running out of space on my memory stick. Thank God I found these girls. Just in the nick of time. I found them. Where are they? They're behind you. They're behind you, you fool. Say, do you fancy a walk along the pier? Oh, I've just seen a fisherman come in from the pier, so that must mean it's safe. Or perhaps it was too rough out there, even for his liking. Somebody must have gone to a lot of effort at some point in history to make this appear to be a viable pier option. Yeah. I'm really not sure about this. What do you think? I'm currently walking on sand, which must be a metre below where the boards were, where people would once have walked all the way out for, well, What kind of nonsense would they want to get up to out there? Fishing, I suppose, is an obvious option, isn't it? No, maybe. I think it's going to be maybe going to be a no from me today. I'm not sure how far that fisherman went out, or if he just jacked it in and decided not today. Can you imagine in the snow what this place must look like? Super, I imagine. Now, in fairness to me, you wouldn't have had any better luck than I would trying to find the Three Daughters sculpture coming here, because, yeah, the Egyptian pyramids weren't far off. And while I headed off over here, but couldn't get in because of the border guard signpost, who would have knew that the way to go in, no signage, I've only discovered coming away from the Three Daughters sculpture, is actually here. Yep, right here. So look for the big, is it going to be brown and yellow building when it's complete? I don't know. But if you go up this boardwalk, you come to a fork, and don't take the left up to the beach, take the other one, and that one will go onward and then up to the beach, but via the Three Daughters sculpture. God, what a rigmarole, eh? Good luck trying to find it yourself. Yes, I've only got an hour to get back to the bus stop to pick up the bus heading back to Palanga. Don't think there's enough in Sventoji to really keep me occupied for the next 2 hours, unless it's just literally walking to find things I can't find. And I've had quite a lot of experience of that this morning, haven't I? And early afternoon. And I'm not altogether sure of the route the bus back to Palanga will take. Sometimes buses do a bit of a there and back route. Other times it's more of a sort of kind of there, but they do a circuit route. Yeah. So if I don't get back to that red bridge to pick up the bus, let's see if I just turn the corner and miraculously see the lighthouse. That's what I'm hoping for, because clearly with the trees, it's just impossible. Can't see the chalets for the trees. You can actually, because there's just so many holiday chalets here. Yeah, it's all good. I think sometimes in life you've just got to know when to quit while you're ahead. Now I know where the locations exactly are of the things I came to see and how to get to them. I could do the trip again tomorrow in half the time. Well, yeah, less than half the time, to be fair. I've needed to spend a lot more time in Sventoji than I thought, combing the sand dunes, disturbing a few people sunbathing, but not actually talking to them, but just by my passing through the sand dunes, all in attempts to locate these elusive touristic things which just aren't that easily available to tourists. You might only want to have a photo opportunity at both of those places, the Three Daughters sculpture and the ancient Samogitian astronomical totems. However, it would be nice if there was a bit more clearer instruction for those types of tourists, of which there are a few who are interested in old historical things and cultural, good quality sculpture type things. I think that would make sense, wouldn't it? So I'm not going to push my luck, because it's a day where sort of 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Once I got to Sventoji, everything else went smoothly, and I don't want to just take the risk of things not going so well and me having to hang around, not for 1 hour but 2 hours, walking around Sventoji, not really feeling I got anything of much to do here. Very nice little place to come for a relaxing holiday, but yeah, a little bit limited for people who like to roam and do a few specific things. Now here at least there is a sign for the sculpture of the 3 sisters. Of course, you can walk 1.1 kilometers and then you just think, now where? Now what? Which direction? Where on earth am I going? How am I supposed to find them? And indeed, it isn't straightforward at all. But all part of the experience, and we don't want it too easy, do we? If it was all on a plate, if it had all been just stuck in that modern sculpture park just over the bridge, then it would have been a little bit too easy. And now I've got a story to tell about how I wandered through the desert, lost and alone, and struggled to find my way out. And yet somehow I survived. Isn't that astonishing? And the blue number 31 bus has just dropped me off back in Klaipeda. Klaipedos. Klaipeda seems to have several variations on the name. Just a word of warning, once you get back with the number 3 bus from Sventoji to Palanga, you will then be looking for the number 31 little minibus to bring you back to Klaipeda. However, it is a little bit confusing because there are various buses at various times which come back to Klaipeda. And the most frequent and convenient is definitely the number 31 marshrutka. Otherwise, you might think to yourself, oh, I've got to wait 2 hours for the next bus to Klaipeda, and it's going to take considerably longer than the 25 to 30 minutes that the marshrutka takes. Therefore, once you arrive back at the Palanga bus station, you need to go to bus stop number 1, which isn't the number of the bus stop where you arrived earlier today, or as I arrived earlier today, because we pulled in around bus stop number 12, 13, 14, I think. But coming back, you need to wait at bus stop number 1 for the regular number 31 Marshrutka bus. Just a little tip. Okay, I guess that marks the end of my day trip to Sventoji. Can you believe it? Nearly 4 hours. I am amazed myself. But it was fun, got plenty of exercise. I enjoyed myself. I'm amazed how the place has changed. And I look forward to going back to see Palanga as well later on, because I didn't have time to see Palanga as I would have liked. Just saw the bus stop, basically, bus station. And yeah, I need to go back, do a walk round and show you folks some of the things and areas that I found very pleasant indeed when I've stayed in Palanga. Oh, and I've got to remember to say, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, feel free to press the like button. And if you feel like subscribing, wouldn't do any harm, would it? And it would help my channel. Thanks very much from Walkie Talkie Traveller.